we need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.
This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Forged Irish Stout. Delighted today to be joined with Will Jones once again. Just beat me at pool. Tough one to take that, I thought I was doing all right. But yeah, other than that, how's things, mate?
Yeah, good. It was a good game of pool. I'm normally shocking at pool. My missus beats me, so yeah, I was quite shocked that I beat you. But can't win everything, can you?
Way to make me feel better, mate, way to make me feel better. Yet again, Tom Welland is sort of his second fight in 2 months, having a quick turnaround. Excited for him to be back out in the ring?
Yeah, they've moved Tom up to 6 rounds as well. I'm excited because it's a good start and it's a good end to the year for Tom. A good bit of money for Christmas and that, and it just keeps him the buzz. We're going to take him Vegas with us, and it just keeps him in the gym, keeps him ready. Tom, he's got a tough opponent. Originally, being the journeyman he is, but he's still a big puncher, so we can. And these guys do come to turn up sometimes, so you've got to worry about that. But I'm confident in Tom, and it's going to be a good fight for him.
We'll get into going to America in a minute, but with him fighting 6 rounds again, having this little step up, when as a coach do you feel like the best time for your fighters to know that, okay, this is when the step up's needed, this is when we might need to pull back a little bit? Is it important to sort of know those lines?
Yeah, well, I was having this conversation with Nissa the other day about it, and he's like, it was good of him because he said, listen, if we say something and you don't agree with it, you went, just speak up. He went, if we're rushing a bit, you know him better than us. He went, just speak up. And I thought, yeah, like, appreciate that they listen to my advice as well as his managers as well. They might, people will see how good Tom is and might want to rush him, but I think because he's only 19, needs baby steps. Take his time, don't rush. Listen, Tom's young and he's like, I can fight him, I can beat him, but slow and steady, and I think we'll develop a good champion there.
You're funny saying that because obviously a name that he was talking about was Baluta, and he's like, I want Baluta in 5 fights. Whilst, ability-wise, Tom may believe that he's beating him, he can beat him, and he might believe himself in ability. Is it all right? Is it sort of important for you as a coach to sort of not humble them, but hold them back? Really?
Yeah, you have to rein him in a bit. Like, listen, I do believe with Tom's ability, he can beat people like Baluta. I believe he can beat like the Paul Battlers. I think he can. I think he can beat to the top of the division, but the higher he goes, the bigger the target on his back, and you can't then go back down. Do you know what I mean? So you have to steady. He's got a lot of learning rounds to get in as well. He needs to, he got 4 rounds in the last fight, but stopped him on the 4th. But I like even the 6th round. I'd love to get him to 6 rounds, and get the finish, obviously. But it just needs all time to develop, learn about the program. Not just fighting, nutrition, diet, what you do in and out of the gym. It's very, very different from the amateurs. It's not as the amateurs isn't as much as a full-time thing as a program.
And Tom's just started out pro now. He's another guy that you've taken who's a new pro. A lot of sort of guys in your stable don't have as much pro experience in a way. That's like, Tom Galbraith might be sort of 3-0. Jordan Perkins is 6-1. Tom's only 1-0. Do you sort of prefer taking on guys who are sort of like sort of getting them early in a way?
Yeah, it's good to develop someone from the beginning. It's what it shows you as a coach, I think, and you sort of put your grain into them of what your style and what you do, how you do things. But I was fortunate enough, my first pro fight was at Ohara, so I was very fortunate to have that. But when you get someone from the beginning, that's when you do the journey together. Ohara's had a number of coaches, and I've been for the last bit of his career, I think I'm going to be his coach. So. But to have someone from the beginning and develop them, I don't think there's nothing better.
We'll get into America. Tom is going out with you. Just keeping on the topic of Tom, is it sort of how good of an experience do you feel like that can be for him when you're going over to America?
I think it's going to be invaluable. Showing him what it's like over there. There's always the talk of British fighters going over to America to train. Just show him what it's really like. Show him what the gyms are like. It's a bit dog eat dog over there. There's no real there's sparring partner, but the sparring level out there, everyone spars everyone. So it'd be good to take Tom out there, get a few rounds for him. And listen, he's going to be side by side with Ohara when Ohara wins the world title. So it'd be brilliant for Tom.
Absolutely, and you'll be going out there in about 10 days' time now.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when you go from the UK to America, there's going to be that jet lag. So do you feel like there's the importance of going over early so you can get acclimatised, get used to everything?
Yeah, that's the whole reason. Like, it was, so the issue with the visa and the Golden Boy, like, we got the visa and that just in time, but it was not enough time to acclimatise. And listen, this is a big roll of the dice for Ohara. So me and Lee collectively stepped in and said, we have to go, we have to do it at another time, this fight. We can't do it now, it's not safe. I don't want my fighter going out there having the worst jet lag and not giving his 100% performance. It wouldn't be right, especially with this huge opportunity that we've got. So you do have to get out there early. That's why we're going on the 27th of December, before Christmas, before New Year, just after Christmas. But it's all for the benefit of the fighter. It's all for him. So it's part of my job to do it.
Well, we'll get into that. Obviously, Ohara was meant to be out on the 2nd of December. That didn't happen for the reasons you just stated there. Was that slightly frustrating for you? The situation is not an injury, it's not an illness, it's simply something that was out of your hands?
Yeah, it makes it more frustrating, but then it's something that once you do understand it can't happen, then you just got to adjust things and adjust training plans, sparring, and just make it work. There's a few adjustments. Ohara, he was gutted, but as he was, got his mind focused again. I gave him a couple of days off. Mine was focused again, and we went on, and training's been fantastic since. He's ready.
And having the responsibility to pull a fight when you know that your fighter ain't ready. Ohara, if he probably wanted to, probably could have fought Barroso on the 2nd of December, but with everything that went into it, we know that he wouldn't have been 100%. So it's very important for yourself as a coach to take responsibility and save your fighters, you know, whether it be like outside the ring and inside the ring as well. Yeah,
it's my job. Like, sometimes, from what I've learned, you've got to protect the fighters from themselves sometimes, especially your own fighters. So, it was my job to step in. Me, Junior Saba, who works with us with Ohara in Chedwick, and we all made these decisions together, and we made a decision with Lee Eaton as well. And Golden Boy agreed, but because it was such a big fight in the main event, it was very hard for them to move. But they agreed in the end, and they said, look, listen, for the benefit of Ohara, who signed to them, their fighter, they said, well, let's put it at another date. And Golden Boy were great with the turnaround, got him a fight very quick, so we can only thank them for how professional they've been.
Was there initial worries where this might have to be a camp that was scrapped and you might have to have a date in like February or April time? Was there a sort of worry for you that, that we might have to have another camp for this?
Yeah, that was the worry. Like, I in the back of my mind, I did think, is this going to be another? Listen, with me and Ohara together, have had like some good luck and some bad luck. We've had camps and then the fight's not on, probably 3 or 4 over our years together. So I did think that was going to come, but lucky enough, Golden Boy, they've got the sources, they made it work. They put us on a great undercard, on the Ortiz card, so it's brilliant. We're very fortunate. And you know what? When we was all making this decision, I thought, have we lost the opportunity for the world title as well? But we've got it. We've still got it, and it's his time to shine.
Well, we'll get into that, the Barroso fight for the WBA interim super lightweight world title. A massive night for Ohara. It needs no introduction. A massive night for yourself. The biggest fight in your coaching career so far, the biggest fight in Ohara's career so far. You relishing these opportunities when the pressure is at the max. You can show what you're both made of.
Yeah, it's a time to step up for Ohara and a time to step up for myself as a coach, I think. And we are both stepping up. I'm still very new to the game, but I feel like my knowledge has got to the level I'm at now as a coach, and I've worked hard to get there, and I've got nothing but belief in myself and my coaching and my fighters listening and doing what I ask. And there's a reason why we're in this position in the first place, and it's because of great performances of good wins. So, and it's a reason why people like Tom have chose to train with me. Some people, I've had messages of some people they want to come and train with me, and I think it's only going to bring positives to the stable. And I believe we're ready for it. And this, like I said, the time to step up's now, and here we go.
Well, go back to I think November 2021. You was obviously scheduled to Ohara was meant to fight Ismael Barroso. That pulled out on a week. on the fight week. Do you feel like this fight is made to be in a way?
Yeah, like I was saying this the other day, like we just finished a run around the Dubai Marina, and Ohara's manager rang me and went, "Are you with him?" I went, I'm at the end of the marina. Ohara's gone up to do another lap. We went with my boy Sonny, and he told me the news. He went, "The fight's off. Barroso's not coming," and it was gutting, but it was meant to be. I feel like it wouldn't have been, not to be overconfident. I think we would have beat Barroso then, but not in the fashion I think we can beat him now. Barroso's an amazing fighter. There's no underrating him at all. There's no looking past him. But this is a new Ohara he's saying. Like the performance that everyone see was probably his career best against RIPS, and this is going to be another level. You should see the guy spar at the minute. He's ready to take on all comers once he wins that belt as well.
And a lot gets made about Barroso with his age, how he looks. I think there's a photo of him at the airport, and
conversation about it.
we did talk about it, and there's a lot gets made of it. But is there an importance to we still know what problems that he can cause? The way he boxed against Romero, many thought he got sort of robbed in that fight with the stoppage. Is it important to know that he is still very live and well and can cause damage?
Oh yeah, he's very live and very dangerous. Like look at George Foreman. How old was he when he won the world? He's still 54. 54. Listen, and I know he's a different era and but different fighters, but Barroso's still very, very much dangerous. And I'm pretty sure after what I see as a robbery against Rowley, I'm pretty sure he wants to win this fight just as much as us.
Well, we'll get into the man you should mention there, Rowley. Nobody really knows what's going on with him. Meant to be injured. Came out on an interview yesterday. I think sort of made some wild comments. To be honest, what do you think is going on with Rowley?
Do you know what? I think Rowley's enjoying life at the minute. I don't think his head's in boxing at the minute. I think he's going around enjoying life. He's got the WBA title. If you're not willing to defend it and fight us, then fuck off. Like, if I'm honest, fuck off. Go to another division or go and fight someone else. Because at the moment he's just wasting time. But yeah, his head's not in boxing. He can do what he likes, but if he's not willing to defend his belt, then release it and fuck off.
Would you like some urgency from the WBA to have this clarification? Because obviously you're going to be the interim champion, and you don't want to be waiting around. If you win, or God willing, Ohara picks up the WBA belt on the 6th of January, you don't want to be wasting your career around and wasting precious time on Rolly Romero.
No, that's it. You don't want to play the waiting game for when Rowley's ready to fight. When I know he's the interim, but we're just as much a champion as he is, really. I was talking about it today with Leo, our manager. I'd like Rowley to just go before the fight, like before we fight, go over there. Do you know what? I'm not up for defending this. I don't want this belt no more. I'm going to do my own path. There's a big money fight with Garcia. If I want it, I'm going to do that. Do it now, rather than waste everyone's time and leave everyone at the end of a hook. Do you know what I mean? Make a decision now.
And I know you're not looking past Barroso, but as a fan for myself and as a reporter and as a coach, you must look at other fights and look at the way that Ohara being the WBA champion, you look at WBO, IBF and WBC all now being Haney, Matias and Teofimo Lopez. You must be excited at the fact of everyone's sort of flocking to the 140-pound division to see exciting matchups.
Yeah, listen, this is a very, very stacked division. And it's probably the most talented division at the moment. They're all good fights, very good fights. They're all huge, huge fights. We'll take on all comers. I believe in Ohara. I know, I've been called deluded in past comments and that before, but I believe in my fighter. I believe he can step in the ring with anyone, give anyone a good fight and beat anyone. On his day, he is superb. He doesn't look it. Sometimes he boxes. He doesn't look attractive when he boxes, but it works for him. And he has got a right hand of God. He can punch. He can seriously punch. I think he can knock out a horse.
And Ohara talks about how much you've helped him and how much you've developed him. Ohara was the real first the real first big fighter that you started working with. Your first fight as a coach was really working with Ohara. I'll ask you a question: you've helped Ohara, but how much do you feel like Ohara's helped you with the experience that he's had?
Massively. For people management and learning how to treat every fighter different. Ohara's taught me a lot. Do you know what, at first, and I'll be honest, me and Ohara used to clash. We used to clash a lot. I'm gone up, sorry.
No.
We used to clash a lot, butting heads a bit. But we have learned to get on so well. He's like family, and I've said this before in an interview. He comes around. He see my daughter the day after she was born. Like, we've got so close now, and he has helped me develop massively as a coach. And Ohara's always given me advice, and listening to Ohara's stories about where he's been with trips to America with Anthony Antundi and Junior, and what training he's done over here as well. Like, he's educated me a lot, just as much as I think I've educated him.
Do you find it disappointing when there always is a lot of misconceptions about Ohara? He's obviously made mistakes previously in the past, and people do still like to sort of hold on to them, but I think we spoke for each other that at meeting him in person, you see how much of a different person that he is.
Yeah, listen, there is a misconception, and people always refer to the old Ohara for what he says and that, and sometimes there's a random outburst, but he's a good guy. He lives a good life. He's just focused. He's just focused in a minute. Yeah, listen, I feel like the moment when he was an undefeated amateur and he come through blowing people away, got a great deal with Matchroom, and I think everyone else's head would get a bit big, and I think everyone else's mouth would get going a bit. But he got humbled, got reality check. He's been with people, and I feel like the best thing is, and Ohara said this himself, you've always told me yes or no, well, do that, or no, don't do that, leave it. Like, I've always said to him, I wouldn't bite to it, or I wouldn't fucking respond, or I wouldn't this, that. And I feel that that's what's benefited him and me the most. But you know yourself, you've been down there with him. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. People just don't understand him until they meet him. Everyone who's ever met him, even the boys we sparred, Cyrus Patterson at the gym the other day, they couldn't. One, they said they didn't realise how good he was, and two, they didn't realise how much of a nice guy he was. And it's the best thing, and it's probably one of my most favourite feelings in boxing is when people do say that. Oh, cool, I was actually a nice guy. I'm like, I told you. Like, I've always said it.
Absolutely, and I did want to refer back to, I did see an Instagram story that was posted by Billy Rumble, I think it was posted by Billy Rumble, of the encouragement that you was giving him. Yeah. How sort of special is that for you that you learn from other coaches as well, and you both encourage each other as well as coaches? Yeah,
do you know what, like, I don't know what this thing is about coaches are not allowed to sort of, not interact, but there's this coach rivalry out there. I don't believe there is, but there's this perception of it. But every coach I talk to, I'm always asking advice. Like, I get a lot of advice from Al Smith. Al Smith's a good friend. Every person I've met, like Jamie Moore, I've done a corner with him when I was in Kazakhstan. Always asking advice on that, and yeah, just good people. I think we're all the like-minded people. If we all just sort of drop the guard and talk to each other, probably could help each other out a lot more. There are the coach rivalries. There is you've got your set ways and someone else has got their set ways. If you don't agree with their set ways, there's going to be that animosity. But coaches working together benefits only the fighters, I think. So I don't think it hurts.
I was going to say that. Do you feel like there is a stigma with coaches where, say you have two fighters that are both, I can understand with fighters when you've got two fighters who might be rivals or this and that, but important to know that we're stronger together, and we don't always have to be against each other.
Yeah, that's until the fight, let's say I had someone in the same weight division, until the fight actually happens, there's not an issue. Like, there's not an issue. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, the inevitability is going to happen. So just. It shouldn't destroy a friendship or a community of coaches. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's always an issue. I'll bring up as well. Like, there's an issue with amateur coaches and pro coaches. Now, I don't know if you see, but Tom's amateur coach is here with me now. Sab, I asked Sab to come. Sab's a very good friend and a very big influence to Tom. I've got absolutely no ego at all. I love the fact that Sab's come here. I asked him and he said, "You don't want, well, I'll come there for both of you." Sab's probably one of the best amateur coaches in the country, and he's come up here to help me corner Tom, and I'm overwhelmed that he's actually done it, because there's always this issue between amateur and pro coaches, but he's come up here and give us a hand this weekend. I couldn't be more grateful. He's probably one of the best amateur coaches in the country. People don't give him as much credit as he deserves, but like, everyone working together can only benefit the fighters, and I think everyone should sort of learn to do it.
you feel like we see this in top level boxing now, where you do see Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren all coming together? Like everyone, we have to understand that there is sort of continuity.
Yeah, but Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, mate, if I got offered the money that they're getting offered to come together, then I'll drop a lot of my enemies as well. But no, listen, when it does come together, look at the show they're providing, like, and it took a lot of money to do it, but then it took them both to drop their egos to do it. So look at the show, the Day of Reckoning show we're going to get because of something like that. You can only admire it, can you?
I did want to touch on there about egos and. As you say, like there's stigmas, there's egos in boxing. That word egos, like what do you think of it when you hear it? When you being a coach as well, where you have fighters that deal with egos, promoters that deal with egos, coaches that deal with egos. Like, is it sort of like what do you sort of make of it when you hear sort of like dealing with all different egos in the sport?
I think ego is probably stubbornness that you don't think you're wrong in whatever you do. There's a lot of hype as well, people blowing smoke up your arse on social media, on videos and that. It can make someone get an ego. Like I've been praised before and I feel good about myself. You feel good about yourself all day. I've had some good messages about praise and like, well done, Will. But then like it lasted 5 minutes and then I'll deflate and come back to my normal self. But some people probably get it so much they do run away with themselves. It's just something that can't be helped, isn't it, really? You can't, and you can't fault someone for having an ego, but I'm pretty sure a lot of it is for the cameras.
Definitely, and as we close off 2023, it will be a quick start to 2024 for you, but how do you look back on this year on a personal level?
Yeah, it's been a tough year. I wish it's been a good year, but a tough year for boxing. I've had people come in the stable, people leave the stable. It's another year of learning. You don't stop learning in boxing. You really don't. I just hope I know we'll get the world title and things will go up from then for me and my gym. And if I can say this, I just took over an anti-knife crime charity in my area. I've just took over it, and I want to make a bit of a difference in my area as well because knife crime is on the rise, and hopefully in 2024 we can make a difference to that as well locally.
I did want to just want to touch on that. Although I actually they didn't actually know that you took that on. Yeah. But just sort of touching on that now. We do see in modern society, especially in the southeast area where we're both from, it is prominent, it is rife. Do you feel like the encouragement of bringing boxing into it as well, how much boxing can do to sort of save people's lives and get them off the street, as it is getting pushed a lot today, sort of the boxing that can save people's lives? Yeah,
I don't think boxing would hurt being in the curriculum or being an option for PE or being an option in schools. I don't think it would hurt something like that. I just think they've got to look at how much it will benefit people. Like, if you actually think about schools, they're teaching the fucking maddest stuff. They should teach about how to save money, how to buy houses and paying taxes, really, rather than, you can learn all the history you want in the books and all that and some other stuff, but if you don't actually want to learn certain things, then don't learn it. You should have the option to choose. And I think something in PE, rather than, no disrespect to rounders or something like that. If a couple of boys want to box, get a boxing coach in there once a week. There are enough about, and I'm pretty sure loads of boxing coaches or up-and-coming coaches, amateur coaches especially, would love to go into school once a week or twice a week and teach a boxing class. Getting that in the curriculum, I think, would be invaluable to our something in our country.
How much did boxing do for your life, would you say?
It's kept me from being a toe wreck, really, like kickboxing and boxing. Now, I started off kickboxing and then it just kept me on a straight and narrow and just behave. Like, you learn a respect for people in the sport, from learning respect in the sport, and you learn, like, just not to fuck about and just behave, and you just have this calmness and a bit more morality, where now, like the youngsters these days, like, they're too quick to, like I say, bring a knife out, and that it's worrying. And that's why I do want to do something with this charity to try and hit that, like try and get people all in the gym. Imagine that on a Friday night, rather than all going out on the streets looking for trouble. They're all in the gym doing something constructive with me. My pros would come and help me, people in the area would help me, and it would only benefit everyone, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, definitely. And just as we close this off, got any sort of last words, any final messages to say as this year comes to a close and 2024 brings out new horizons, new titles and new beginnings for Will Jones? It's
been an up and down year. We've learnt a lot as a stable, and we're only going to get better. And I've had a lot of support. Listen, even from like you guys, like Boxing Social.
I met you this year, mate.
No, but do you know what? You've helped support like interviews like this and that. Get our team and that out there. You've been down there, looked after my team a lot of interviews, and them little things do matter. So I'm very thankful. This year it's been a year of being thankful. Like I've been put in good positions, and next year I'll show my worth and then build on that.
Absolutely, Will. Just want to say thank you for the taking time to speak to me. I'm sure we'll be catching up tomorrow, but thank you for this year. Thank you for always, whenever I give you a text, you always let me in the gym, speak to Ohara, all the boys. So appreciate it, mate. From me to you means a lot, mate. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Top man. Thank you.